Hey guys, so I hope everybody had a great break and everything. So we're gonna do kind of like a short unit on probability while I'm out, and then I'm gonna leave some ACT practice. And if you guys have questions about any of this stuff, you can go to paper. It's paper. Let's see. Hold on. Sorry, I wasn't planning. Um, There's a QR. Okay, I have these cards with a QR code on my board up here. But I was looking for a website. Well, I'll put the website in. But there it is. Just search paper.co. And you can get a live tutor anytime you need one for help, like in class or whatever. And if you have other questions that you want to ask me, you can ask me via Google Classroom. I just can't guarantee when I'll be able to answer them because I don't know how I'm going to be feeling. But anyway. Okay. So today, the first day, we're just going to start with fundamental counting principle. It's pretty simple. Basically, you're just trying to figure out how many different possible things could happen and or how many different possible outcomes there are. So basically, every time you do an action or make a choice, you just multiply by how many options there are for each one. So, like, for example, if you are rolling a die and tossing a coin, then a die has six sides. So, six things could happen when you roll a die and toss that a coin has two sides. So, you, sorry. So there's two things that could happen. Multiply those together. So if you roll a die and toss a coin, there are 12 things that could happen. If you do those things multiple times, like let's say you rolled a die like 3 times, then you would multiply, or like we'll just say roll a die twice. You multiply by 6 twice. And then let's say you'll flip a coin 3 times. Then you multiply by that 3 times. So that's 36, 72, 144. And 288. So there's 288 different possible outcomes if you roll a die twice and flip a coin 3 times. So yeah, crazy. Huh? Cool. Anyway, those are all the different possible outcomes. If you roll a die, you can actually see the different outcomes. There, you got a 6-sided die and a 6-sided die. So that's how come, if you've ever noticed, you have the best chances of getting 7 because they're the more ways to get 7 than any other number. Anyway, okay. So, like this one, for example, a restaurant has 6 deli meats, 4 kinds of bread, 5 types of condiments, and 5 types of cheese. How many different combos if you're choosing one of each? And you would just do 6 times 4 times 5 times 5, which is 30, 150, 600. Sorry, I was trying to do that in my head. Okay. Anyway, cool. So Kentucky license plates don't look like this anymore. They're all jumbled up. But back in the day when they did look like this, to figure out how many different possible license plates there are, you would multiply. So there's 10 digits, like 1 through 9 and 0. So you would multiply by 10 times 10 times 10. And then there's 26 letters in the alphabet, but fun fact, they don't use the letter O on license plates because it looks exactly like 0. So it's 25. So 25 times 25 times 25. I do not have a calculator right by me. I'm not doing that in my head. But it's a really big number because there's a lot of people. And sometimes people have more than one car. So, yeah, man. Cool. But anyway, basically, every time you make a choice or every time you do a thing, multiply by how many options there are. Awesome. Okay. So here's one where you have a wall and you have 8 paintings and you want to see how many different ways they could be arranged. So this one you got to think about a little bit different because you got to think like per spot. So in the first spot, you have 8 paintings to choose from. So you're going to have 8. But then in the second spot, you have 7 paintings to choose from. And then each time, because you've already put the first one up. So every time you go to a new spot, you have one less painting. So for all 8 spots, it'd be 8 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And those are supposed to be like dots, like multiplication. There just so happens to be a name for that, which is called a factorial. And so that is the same thing as that. And that is an exclamation point, but it is not an excited 8. It just means take 8 and multiply by each consecutive integer down to 1. And that is a factorial. Really, I just want you all to be able to recognize what a factorial is. So if you ever see a number with an exclamation point, you won't be confused. Anyway, so like if you were to like simplify a factorial, so 10 factorial is like 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 all the way down. But you could just do this where they would like cancel out. It's just 10 times 8 times 9, which is 560. Much easier. In the calculator, there is a shortcut for a factorial. If you... Okay, hang on. I'm going to actually grab it and look. Okay. So if you are at school and you have one of my calculators, I thought so. If you hit alpha window, so the green button and then window, you get this little pop-up menu. If you can see. And number 9 is an exclamation point. It's a factorial. You can also find it by hitting the math button, which is under alpha, and going over to probability. And then it's like number 4. That's more buttons though. So I don't know, whatever you want to do. But yeah, so yay, factorials. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the first one. If you all have questions, please let me know. Again, you can get questions from the paper person. And yeah, happy first day back from break. Woohoo. Okay, bye.